Hey, welcome. Big Easy Fantasy Football League recap. This is the Doug and Doug show, and I am your host, Doug, and my co-host,
Doug.
come on, there you go. And
Yes, sir.
we are here to tell you about all the latest happenings in the Big Easy Football Fantasy League this weekend. Let's start off with something that is near and dear to me, the family business, right? Uh, Doug, can we get to the next slide?
Let's do it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, in the family, I was removed from my post as head coach and general manager of the team by my father. My brother took over, and he made some critical errors. While he did start Travis Kelsey, he made a mistake and took Alexander Madison, whom I had picked up from free agency, and sat him on the bench in exchange for Christian Kirk. Well, it didn't work out so well. In fact, first of all, he took an ass whooping, 201,
Mm,
141. He left
yes.
60 points on the bench. And I'm not saying them 60 points would have made a difference, but it would have made it much more respectable. So, I mean, at the end of the day, who am I to criticize my brother? Am I my brother's keeper? I am not. Did my father make a good decision? Not looking like he did right now, but
Mm,
I'm going to say he must have been talking to Gruden's folks because I see a similar decision was made this past weekend.
yes. Yeah, I did see that. And now for Easy Nola, Carson Wentz, which is a big surprise, actually did well. Who saw Mike Williams with 43 points? I think he
Yeah,
had two really great weeks back to back. Well, I mean, obviously, Justin Herbert can't throw the Cooper Cup every time. So obviously some folks are going to be open, but
somebody got
Zeke,
to eat.
man, exactly. And
Oh,
Zeke has been eating.
somebody got to eat. Look at that. Zeke is eating.
Yeah.
Zeke is
Zeke
eating.
has been eating and
And,
consistently.
and I will say, with the exception of a couple of key marquee players, Easy Nola has a very under impressive roster, but she keeps winning. And right now, she is in first place in the league.
Mm.
I'm amazed at that. But hey, man, you know what? I I got to pull this back in because I want to send a special note out to my dad. If you're watching this, Dad, no hard feelings, man. I know you had to do what you had to do, but if you watch, I have some I want to say. I'm gonna let Fredo say it for me.
It ain't the way I wanted it. I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb. I'm smart, and I want respect.
You just
That's
want
all
your
I'm saying.
respect, man.
That's all I'm saying, Dad. I think you were hasty in this, man. I could have pulled off a win this week, but you know what? Never mind. Stick with the little boy. That's he knows better. Can we roll to the next one, Dougie?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
This guy.
I I got a lot to say about this. First of all, when you pick a name, I told him this last week. I said pick a name on the other opposing team's roster because they are sure to disappoint when you name them after your team. That was the first thing I said. Okay.
Yep, you
Second thing
did
I
say
said,
that.
change the name every week. Okay. The third thing I want to make sure that he understands is you don't fuck with the Bears, man.
Mm.
I don't care how bad the Bears doing. You know what? Doctor, no medical degree, the Greek said, yeah, he ain't got no medical degree, but he got a PhD and beating ass is good. And he said he handing out beat downs for free. For free.
For free.
So
Called
so
me up to tell me he was handing out beat downs for free. Say ain't
man,
no more ass whoopings. It's beat down.
and on top of that, he called me and he said, Saquon Barkley messed his ankle up. He said, that's okay. I'm still gonna hand a beat down to Matt Nagy's service starter decision, whatever the team
Whatever he
name
want to
is.
do.
Yeah, yeah. What's your name gonna be next week, Matt Nagy started decisions? Huh? Let's think about that one. Huh?
Yeah, that is true. And I will say this: Dr. the Greek, Doctor the Greek, whatever the hell he want to be called. Yes, you won, but as we've seen and we will see, this dual quarterback, it either works or it doesn't work. So
Or
one
don't.
week it's gonna come and knock you out. So it helped you out this week with getting what? And he had what, 70 points from the quarterback position? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
72 points with Jameis Winston and Josh Allen, but it ain't gonna work like that every week.
He also had that boy from Indianapolis catching the ball, and then
Yeah,
he had
Pittman,
somebody
who
from
that?
Baltimore doing some damage on Monday night. So on both sides of the ball, he was getting points. He
Yeah,
couldn't
he
help
actually
but win.
actually was going to lose the game. He was losing going into Monday night. Mark
Uh huh.
Andrews with 53 points put him right over the top. So, yeah, I mean, it didn't show us much, But let's see if the beatdowns will happen next week, or he can be eating these words.
We know that boy like to eat. Kind of like
No,
Zeke.
don't go nowhere. But
It stays between 0 inches and 5 feet 4 inches.
and that's being generous. All right, now let's move into this next matchup. We
Man.
got rookie season in K-Town.
Man, look here. K-Town sent me a text message. He said, "Hey, man, in the first week of football when I played you, you sent Lamar Jackson some baby oil to keep his arms from being ashy, and he fumbling and everything. He said, could you please ask him to send the baby oil back to you?" He said, because no more baby oil, no more fried chicken, nothing for Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson can't hold on to the ball. And I said, hey, man, hold up now. I said, Lamar Jackson, man, is your horse. Unfortunately, it's a big lift for Lamar Jackson for you to beat somebody. And rookie season, like I said last week, she didn't hit her stride. When you hit your stride, man, you're hard to beat. She beat him, man, about the head and shoulders unmercifully. Even though Lamar Jackson got 56 some odd points, man, she stomped him.
She did, but she had some help from K-Town himself. He left 100 points on the damn bench. 3 receivers racking up almost 100 points by themselves. I think it was like they had 80 points of what was on his bench in his 3 receivers. Robert Woods was on the bench.
Maybe he just self-sabotaged himself. I don't know. Maybe he felt bad. Maybe it's his public school education. I don't know. Or maybe he is from K-Town.
Or it's these homer opportunities. I know he don't live. I mean, I know he doesn't live in K-Town. He lives in New Orleans. So he started that tight end from the Saints, who had 0 points. He played. He played. He got 1 target. But
did he?
He had. He did. I checked. I checked because I was gonna get him for not setting his lineups. But I checked, and he had 1 target. But Tyler Conklin, who he had on his bench, his other tight end, 5.57 points. If we look at that score, he'd have had a tight end switch. He'd have won the game. So literally stumped on himself multiple times, even with Lamar Jackson,
and left 100 points on the bench.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's
it's
a damn
trades
shame, K-Town.
going his way. I done seen some people on the bench a lot of times. I'll trade you if you ain't gonna play him now. Well, we can do that, But hey, let's move on to the next matchup.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay, so here's where I got some beef now. It's time for, I think, a name change. What do you think?
I think so. After it's 16-0.
16-0, right?
17-week season, so that's kind of messed up there. 2 losses. I don't know how it can be sustained.
Maybe he meant to say 15-2. But who knows? Next week we're gonna say maybe he meant to say 14-3.
Maybe.
Then we're gonna get halfway through the season. We're gonna take them playoff games out because he ain't gonna make it because he running the horses too hard. Yeah. I keep saying this. You can't put all your weight behind these horses. People are figuring them out. You know what? All these QBs and excellent wide receivers, man, that start off the first half of the season kicking butt and doing well. Defenses have made adjustments. And if you don't make an adjustment on your fantasy squad, 16-0, I'm sorry, 14-2, 8-9, 7-4, you're gonna have some problems.
That is very true. Very true.
He got a well-deserved beatdown and no help on the bench. He couldn't even pull in his bench to beat Skiggy Tigers.
Yeah, everybody was playing like they didn't have anything to play for. I mean, Jalen Hurts was the only one that tried to, but I mean, outside of Jalen Hurts, everybody else was just, DeAndre Hopkins did his thing, but there was really nobody there. Even with Daniel Jones with 4 points, not even 4 points. I'm not sure if y'all saw the game, and I hope the young man is all right, but did you see him get up and stumble?
Yeah.
Like, even with him as your quarterback, Skiggy still wins by 40 points. So, like you said, those horses, at some point, they just can't run. You need to rest them a little bit. You need to go to the
Jalen Hurts looked like he was hurting on Sunday. It's all right.
Yeah. Let's move to the next matchup.
Uncle Ben's daddy and the JSU Tigers. The JSU Tigers put a beat down on Uncle Ben's daddy, man, that made me, I started to call Uncle Ben's daddy myself, man, and apologize because that boy did not show that man no respect. And do you know that Uncle Ben's is coming out with a new brand of pet food, man?
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
A whole lot of rice.
Okay, yeah, of course.
And they're going to add a little bit of bison meat. Because,
last week.
Yeah. And They're gonna put some tiger meat in there too,
Okay. All right.
because they said Uncle Ben's daddy sure know how to cook up a good stew, man. Add that rice, and they just devoured it. Uncle Ben's
Man.
daddy, it's time for you to turn in your clipboard. You done outlived your usefulness. You need to go on sit over there with Mike Dicker and what's my guy's name? Tom
Lovie.
Landry, Lovie Smith. All the greats, because that's where you're headed to. You're headed to great land. You ain't headed to Graceland. All right. Elvis has left the building.
Yeah, and you had with Henry, strong performance. Jamar Chase, strong performance, both in the 30s. But again, we've seen this dual quarterback. It worked this time again for JSU Tigers. It worked this time for JSU Tigers with Dak and Justin Herbert. Now, how he got those two, I'm kind of thinking about this here. 73 points, 74 points out your quarterback position. But that ain't sustainable. So
Not at all.
you can come and you're about to come get got JSU Tigers. And I know you took some issues to some words being said on the Doug and Doug show, and we invite you to come on and air those grievances out. We're happy to talk to you. Anybody can come to it. Let's talk. We're happy to battle.
Bring it on. Yeah, we'll give you 10, 15 seconds on the microphone, and then edit your shit out.
But Benson backbreakers, you did have a chance. Russ going down and being out, it's going to be tough to come back from that. We'll see what he does. Waiver wire trades. Let's see what happens for next week.
Now, I got to say this, man. The outhouse is still the outhouse. Okay, he ain't changing yet. All right?
He still win, so yeah.
He still got Patrick, my homie, who need to go homie, and he relying on him. But the outhouse is doing the same thing. 16-0 is doing the same thing that Benson Backbreakers is doing, and K-Town and everybody else. He is putting all his weight on the horses that run. He's not looking at the second half of the season. He's not looking at, okay, what's going to happen when Mahomes is figured out, when they start keying in on his targets, when they start picking him off and pick sixes going the other way. What are you going to do then? He got to figure some things out, man. The outhouse, your strategy is flawed. You can't throw us off. I keep telling you that. And I'm going to tell you this too. When that ghost got up in that outhouse, the outhouse ran, man. He came up there scary, man, because it's a haunted outhouse.
Yeah, it definitely is a haunted outhouse now. And it looks like the same outhouse, but man, that thing, the ghost got a hold of it. So again, I'm telling you, it's the strategy will either work or it won't work. Both had two quarterback systems. Ghost, Brady, and Aaron Rodgers. Pretty solid quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
House, Patrick Mahomes, and Trey Lance. Now, Trey Lance did get the nod, but he also got hurt. 33 points on the House's side from the quarterbacks, 74 points on the Ghost's side from the quarterback. So it works when it works, but if it don't work, it doesn't. And then Kamara coming in with 33 points to seal that victory. Wasn't really anything he can do. Now, Kyle Pitts did finally show up. To keep Kyle Pitts on your roster for 5 weeks without him doing anything was definitely, I will say, faith in your players. But let's see if he can do it again. Not this week.
But your record has suffered because of it. Now, yes. I will also say this to Ghost. Ghost, congratulations on somebody not having the top score this week and beating you down no matter how many points you had. That's a good show up, man. Keep up the good work, Ghost. Looking forward to some good stuff from you next week.
Most definitely. All right, last matchup of the week.
The Get Fresh crew and the HU Bison. Now, this is the cat that actually sent a text message, and I wanted to give him a little bit of time in the chat on his text message, right?
Okay.
So because he was so eloquent in his descriptions, he said, "I see you guys had a lot of fun at my expense on the Doug and Doug show. That's cool. Plenty of time left in the season, and if Derek wins this week for the CDP, that was a dig at me, I expect to hear talk of a permanent coach replacement." Well, guess what, HU Bison? The only permanent coach replacement you're going to hear about is we're going to go get your daughter to come and coach your team for you because you're not cutting the mustard. How you lose by 4 points, man? Howard Bison, HU Bison. All I know is I looked on the field after this game on Sunday, man, and you know what I saw? Bison meat everywhere. Yeah. Plethora of bison meat. It was bison.
I saw it too.
It was ridiculous, man. Somebody should benefit from that. That's all I know.
I saw the bison meat too, and I will say this. Damian Williams was a great grab for me, but with David Montgomery hurt, putting Damian Williams in at that running back spot was solid. But shit, I should have put in Jonathan Taylor. I left him on the bench, 40 points on the bench. on that Monday night out, and so I won, but should have won way more than I actually did. But like you said, there was a lot of fresh bison meat. I looked back on the recap from last week, and I was looking at it. I was like, man, 16-0 seems to be doing well with that restaurant, but he missed a market, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I mean, he's fine dining and sit down. You can be there for an hour, man, having drinks and all this
Yeah,
other
it's
stuff.
cool,
You know,
right?
it's a great idea, but there is a market missed. I would agree with that.
Yeah, he missed the market. Some folks don't have time to do all that. Some folks want something quick. And
Right.
I remember seeing this commercial, and it gave me an idea. It gave me an idea for something. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about here. This just gave me an idea for some things that I wanted to do.
Can't imitate beef. It just tastes better.
That's impossible. This tastes just like a classic Whopper.
No beef.
Just like a Whopper.
No beef.
Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker.
100% Whopper.
Hey, look, so it was a commercial. It popped up and it made me think, I got all this fresh bison meat lying around. You can make burgers out of plants. Might as well make some burgers out of bison.
Hey, man,
It's fresh. It's
send
nice.
me a prospectus. I'm gonna sign up because I have a vision that there's gonna be a lot more bison for the rest of this season. So the supply is not gonna run out. It's gonna be
Yeah.
bison ass chewed up all over the place.
It's a lot of supply, and I'm thinking, like, in order to really take advantage of this opportunity, I might open up some franchise requirements. So I know the CDP may be able to get one. We may be able to throw some in some other places here as well. I know, like you said, it's gonna be a lot of bison going around. It will definitely be there. The demand is there, and so the supply is there, but demand's gonna be there as well because everybody's gonna want to get a piece of that because it is some nice fresh bison. I got some.
Everybody want a taste of that bison booty, boy. Oh wait, it's tasty.
Yeah.
All right,
Most definitely.
superlatives. I'm gonna go through this quickly because it's not that important as we get down. The further down we go, the less important it becomes. Top team performance, Doctor No Medical Degree, the Greek, who is getting a PhD in beatdowns, and with a 208.32 points, he's definitely reigning supreme on whooping ass. Worst team performance. You smell that?
Yeah. Ooh.
That smells like an outhouse. Oh, it is an outhouse. Worst team performance, 130.84 points. Highest low score of the season. Congrats,
Is that
Doc.
like the tallest midget in the
midget?
circuit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It is
okay, that's what I
exactly
thought.
like, you know what? Boy, you smart. Private school education.
Yep.
All right.
That's true.
You heard that, right, K-Town? Private school. And I'm going back now to the best individual performance. K-Town's Lamar Jackson, racked up 56.7 points. But he ain't strong enough to carry your big, sorry ass across the goal line, K-Town. You're going to have to level out your field. You're going to have to level out your team, man, because you can't get it done this way, man. You can't get it done. You can't. All right, Skeegee Tigers 4-game winning streak. Congratulations, Skeegee Tigers. But I know that it's just a matter of time before you just fall apart, man. The wheels are gonna come off, and you're gonna be looking around like you just played guts with suspenders on and a barrel around your body because you done lost all your damn clothes. Dog Pound on a 3-game losing streak got replaced by his brother who has a 1-game losing streak. Stay tuned for the Doug and Doug show on the YouTube channel next week.
All right, and let's get into the lineups for the preview for next week.
So here's my prediction. Get Fresh Crew matches up well against Ghost. He's a 16-point favorite. However, don't underestimate Ghost. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they're both playing well. They're still in their strides. They're going to whoop some ass. So if you ain't ready for that whooping, you better get ready, okay? Because you might be about to lose your job. All right. Easy Nola and Skeegee Tigers. Well, we've seen Easy Nola go against Tigers before. Gumbo, tiger meat, monkey paw, all that, right? So 17-point favorite. Go ahead, Skeegee. Do all your trades at 2:00 in the morning. You think we don't see you? We see you.
Yes.
We see you. Okay. Benson Bagbreakers, 44-point favorite over the house. Over the who? The outhouse.
You better win.
44 points. That's a stretch. I don't know what Uncle Ben's daddy's doing with math. Maybe he got an abacus and he's sliding them little things across there, man, trying to count that. But 44 points, that's a hell of a favorite, man. So let's see what you do, okay? All right, then we got the Dog Pound versus the rookie season. I'm afraid, I ain't gonna lie, my brother has not had the skill set that he needs to have in order to get this thing done. And I am gonna tell you this, that rookie season has hit her stride and she is coming in hard and fast. Now, on K-Town, the Bandits, look for them to choke up another one. My prediction is K-Town gonna leave about 50 points on the bench, And
Sounds about right.
Dr. the Greek, no medical degree, former champion against 16-0. I mean, 4-7 will reign supreme. Although the spread says different. The spread says he's
Yeah.
a mild favorite, but the doctor told us himself he is handing down beatdowns for free. For free. So 16-0, get in line and get your beat down for free. He ain't discriminating. It's equal opportunity ass whoopings for everybody. And last but not least, Matt Nagy and HU Bison. Nagy, if you can just go and change that name, find one of them players on the HU Bison team and name it after him so we can all have bison sandwiches after the game.
We need a food truck option as well. Maybe he can get into that.
Boom, food truck.
That'd be good.
Hey, how about HU Bison's food truck playing against HU Bison? That's it for the Doug and Doug show, folks. Doug, you got something to say?
Yeah, just don't forget to set your lineups. Thursday night is the Tampa Tom and the Bucks face off against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles on Thursday night, and then we have a 9:30 a.m. Florida game that's for some reason being played in London on Sunday morning. So the Jaguars and the Dolphins are playing at 9:30. So don't forget to set your lineups, because if you don't, we are gonna clown you. This is also bye weeks are starting up too. So
yeah,
check those lineups a little bit more.
I'm gonna say one more thing. We have a marketing team right now, and the marketing team is selling ads. So next week we will be adding in sponsors because we got to pay for this thing. So
Yes.
we will give you double entertainment. Talk to you later, folks. Adios. All right, man. I gotta roll.